Discipline is not about restriction, it's about freedom. It's not about forcing yourself to do things you hate, but about creating habits that allow you to show up as your best self every single day. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. It is the quiet force that shapes your character, your career, and your life. When we think about success, we often imagine a sudden breakthrough, a moment when everything aligns perfectly. But real success is rarely sudden. It is the result of countless small decisions made consistently over time. Every morning you wake up early, every task you complete before you feel like it, every commitment you honor when no one is watching, it all compounds. This is the power of discipline. Discipline isn't easy. It asks for patience when you want instant results. It asks for resilience when things get hard. It asks for courage when you feel like giving up. But what discipline gives back is far greater than what it asks from you. It gives clarity. It gives momentum. It gives trust in yourself. Consider the people who achieve remarkable things. They are not always the most talented or the luckiest. What sets them apart is their ability to show up day after day, to do what needs to be done, even when they don't feel like it. Discipline creates this consistency, and consistency breeds results. Discipline also shapes your relationships. The way you show up, the promises you keep, the boundaries you set. All of these are reflections of self-discipline. When you respect yourself, you teach others to respect you. When you honor your commitments, you create trust and reliability. This ripple effect extends beyond your personal goals. It impacts everyone around you. But here's the most powerful truth: discipline is not punishment. Discipline is love. It is love for your future self, for your dreams, and for the life you want to build. Each small act of discipline is a declaration that you believe in yourself enough to invest in tomorrow. So, don't wait for motivation. It comes and goes. Don't wait for inspiration. It's fleeting. Build discipline. Commit to your daily rituals. Honor your priorities. And trust that these small, consistent actions are shaping a life of purpose, impact, and fulfillment. Discipline is not a burden. Discipline is the power that frees you to become who you were meant to be. Embrace it, nurture it, and watch how it transforms everything you do. Discipline is often misunderstood as a set of restrictions, rules, or limitations imposed on our lives. People think of it as something that confines them, something that takes away their freedom. In reality, discipline is the exact opposite. True discipline is the key to genuine freedom, the foundation that allows us to live intentionally and pursue our highest aspirations. It is the quiet force that transforms our potential into reality and our intentions into results. When we practice discipline, we create structure in our lives. This structure is not about rigidity or punishment. It is about clarity. It is about knowing what matters most and aligning our daily actions with those priorities. Imagine a life without discipline. Goals remain dreams, ideas remain unfulfilled, and opportunities slip through our fingers because we lack the consistency to act on them. Discipline allows us to bridge that gap between desire and achievement. It gives us the framework purposefully rather than react impulsively. Freedom does not come from doing whatever we want in the moment. It comes from having control over our actions and our decisions. Every time we make a choice to act with discipline, whether it is waking up early, completing a task before it feels urgent, or committing to a long-term goal, we are reclaiming control over our lives. We are no longer at the mercy of fleeting emotions, distractions, or external circumstances. Discipline gives us the power to decide how we spend our time, energy, and focus. In this way, it creates true freedom, the freedom to design the life we want, rather than being passively carried along by circumstance. The paradox of discipline is that while it requires effort and self-control, it simultaneously expands the space in which we can operate freely. For instance, a person who commits to regular exercise is disciplined in their routine. At first, this may feel restrictive, as it demands time and effort. Yet over time, this discipline results in physical strength, mental clarity, and sustained energy. That strength and clarity allow them to pursue life's opportunities with greater freedom and confidence. Discipline is the unseen investment that compounds over time, offering returns far beyond the immediate effort. Moreover, discipline fosters independence. When we are disciplined, we rely less on external motivation, luck, or chance. We learn to trust ourselves, to believe in our ability to follow through. This internal reliability is liberating. It frees us from waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect conditions to act. Discipline teaches us that freedom is not about waiting for circumstances to align. It is about shaping circumstances through deliberate action. Discipline also cultivates emotional freedom. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and uncertainty. Without discipline, it is easy to be swayed by fear, frustration, or impulse. With discipline, we develop the ability to pause, assess, and choose our response. This self-mastery allows us to navigate life with calmness and confidence. We are not enslaved by our moods or external events. Instead, we operate from a place of intentionality and purpose. In essence, discipline is a gift we give to ourselves. It is the tool that allows us to harness our energy, focus our efforts, and live life on our own terms. By embracing discipline, we are not confining ourselves. We are liberating ourselves. We are creating a life in which our actions are aligned with our values, our goals, and our vision for the future. In that alignment, we find the truest form of freedom, the freedom to be our best selves, and the freedom to shape the life we are destined to live. Discipline is not the enemy of freedom, it is its greatest ally. By committing to consistent, purposeful actions, we unlock a life of clarity, control, and possibility. It is through discipline that we gain the power to act, the strength to persevere, and the freedom to live intentionally. Success is rarely the result of a single, dramatic moment. It is not a lightning strike that suddenly illuminates everything in its path. True success is built quietly, incrementally, through the accumulation of small, consistent actions taken over time. Each deliberate step, each task completed, and each choice made in alignment with our goals compounds, shaping our future in ways that are often invisible at first, but unmistakably powerful over the long term. Many people underestimate the importance of consistency. They look at someone who has achieved remarkable success and assume it came from talent, luck, or a sudden opportunity. What they fail to see is the countless small actions that paved the way. It is the repeated effort day after day, the commitment to show up even when motivation fades, and the discipline to keep moving forward despite obstacles that truly separates those who succeed from those who only dream. Consistency is the invisible architecture behind every achievement. The beauty of small, consistent actions is that they create momentum. Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it moves slowly, almost imperceptibly, but as it continues, it gathers size, speed, and power. Similarly, the small steps we take may feel insignificant in the moment, but over weeks, months, and years they accumulate into profound results. Each action builds upon the last, creating a chain reaction of progress that propels us toward our goals. Momentum is a force that grows stronger with persistence, and consistency is the key to unlocking it. Consistency also builds trust, both with ourselves and with others. When we consistently follow through on commitments, we demonstrate reliability and integrity. We prove that we are capable of honoring our word and achieving what we set out to do. This self-trust is essential because it fuels confidence and courage to tackle increasingly challenging goals. It allows us to face uncertainty with a sense of assurance that, regardless of obstacles, we have the ability to persevere and keep moving forward. Others notice consistency too. It establishes credibility, fosters respect, and attracts opportunities because people know they can count on us to deliver. Another critical aspect of consistent action is the way it combats the need for motivation. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes, often unpredictably. Relying solely on motivation to act is like waiting for the wind to blow your sailboat forward. You will drift and stall whenever the wind is absent. Consistency, however, does not depend on how we feel in a given moment. It is a commitment to act regardless of mood, energy, or circumstance. It transforms effort from a reactive pursuit into a deliberate practice, ensuring that progress continues even when inspiration fades. Small, consistent actions also foster resilience. Life is full of setbacks, distractions, and failures. Without a steady, ongoing effort, it is easy to become discouraged or give up entirely. But those who have cultivated the habit of consistency learn to keep going despite difficulties. Each small action taken in the face of challenge strengthens resolve, builds endurance, and reinforces the belief that perseverance pays off. Over time, this resilience becomes a competitive advantage, enabling individuals to navigate adversity with confidence and poise. Ultimately, success is not about grand gestures or overnight breakthroughs. It is about the accumulation of small, consistent actions that align with our goals and values. Every choice we make to show up, to act intentionally, and to follow through contributes to a foundation that supports long-term achievement. It is in this quiet, persistent effort that real transformation occurs. By embracing the power of small, consistent actions, we reclaim control over our growth and destiny. We move from wishing for success to actively building it, step by step, day by day. Over time, these actions compound into extraordinary outcomes, proving that consistency is not just a habit. It is the engine of success itself. Discipline is not always easy. It is often celebrated in theory but underestimated in practice. To cultivate it, we must embrace patience, resilience, and courage, qualities that allow us to navigate the challenges, setbacks, and uncertainties inherent in any meaningful pursuit. Discipline is not a single act of willpower. It is a continuous commitment to show up, act intentionally, and follow through even when circumstances feel difficult or unfair. Understanding and embracing this truth is what separates fleeting effort from lasting achievement. Patience is the foundation of disciplined action. In a world that glorifies instant results, we often expect progress to be immediate, yet true growth and meaningful success require time. Skills take years to develop, relationships require ongoing care, and goals are rarely achieved overnight. Discipline teaches us to accept the process, to trust that consistent effort, no matter how small, accumulates into significant results. Each day of dedicated practice, each moment of resisting distraction, and each choice to persist contributes to a larger trajectory of progress. Patience allows us to endure the wait, to persist even when outcomes are not immediately visible, and to keep investing in our future selves without succumbing to frustration or doubt. Resilience is another indispensable component of discipline. Life is unpredictable, and obstacles are inevitable. Failures, setbacks, and disappointments test our resolve at every turn. Discipline requires the ability to recover from these challenges, to adapt, and to continue moving forward despite adversity. Resilience is the strength that allows us to rise after falling, to learn from mistakes rather than being defined by them, and to maintain focus even when circumstances are less than ideal. It transforms challenges into opportunities for growth, reinforcing the habits and behaviors that ultimately lead to success. Without resilience, discipline falters in the face of difficulty, and the potential of consistent effort is wasted. Courage is the third essential quality that sustains discipline. It takes courage to commit to long-term goals, to say no to short-term temptations, and to act in alignment with our values even when it is uncomfortable or unpopular. Courage allows us to confront fear, uncertainty, and doubt, choosing action over inaction and perseverance over surrender. It is the inner voice that reminds us why we started, even when the path is steep and the rewards are distant. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. Discipline without courage can be hollow. Habit without purpose, effort without direction. It is courage that gives discipline its heart and makes it meaningful. Together, patience, resilience, and courage form the pillars of disciplined living. They allow us to maintain consistency, build momentum, and trust the process. They enable us to navigate the long, often challenging journey toward mastery, growth, and fulfillment. They remind us that discipline is not a punishment, but a choice to invest in ourselves and in the life we want to create. Moreover, these qualities reinforce one another. Patience strengthens resilience by allowing us to endure challenges without losing focus. Resilience fuels courage by giving us the confidence to face uncertainty. Courage supports patience by reminding us that enduring the process is worth the effort. When we cultivate all three, discipline becomes not just a practice, but a way of life. A mindset that empowers us to face difficulties with strength, to remain steadfast in pursuit of our goals, and to emerge stronger and more capable with each challenge we overcome. Discipline is not always easy, but it is always transformative. By embracing patience, resilience, and courage, we learn to navigate life with intention, strength, and confidence. We develop the habits, mindset, and inner resources necessary to achieve meaningful success. And in doing so, we realize that discipline is not a limitation. It is the vehicle through which we unlock our fullest potential and live a life defined not by circumstance, but by choice. Consistency is the hidden engine behind extraordinary achievement. It is the quiet force that separates those who dream from those who achieve, those who talk about goals from those who realize them. Many people underestimate the power of consistency because it often goes unnoticed in the short term. The dramatic moments, the sudden breakthroughs, and the flashes of talent capture our attention, but the real differentiator is the steady, unwavering effort that happens every single day, even when no one is watching. Consistency is the habit of showing up, of following through, and of honoring the commitments we make to ourselves and to our goals. It is not flashy, but it is powerful. When we commit to consistent action, we create patterns that shape our future. Every small decision to persist, every repeated effort, compounds over time into results that cannot be achieved through sporadic bursts of energy or occasional inspiration. The person who practices consistency is always moving forward, gradually closing the gap between where they are and where they want to be. One of the most important aspects of consistency is its ability to build trust, both with ourselves and with others. When we consistently show up for our commitments, we reinforce our own self-trust. We prove to ourselves that we are capable of follow through, capable of dedication, capable of achieving what we set out to do. This self-trust becomes a source of confidence, allowing us to tackle bigger challenges, embrace greater responsibility, and push beyond our comfort zones. Others notice consistency as well. Reliability fosters respect and credibility. People are naturally drawn to those who demonstrate steadfastness, and opportunities tend to follow those who have proven themselves capable of consistent action. Consistency also creates momentum, the invisible force that propels us forward even when motivation wanes. Motivation is unpredictable. It comes and goes depending on mood, circumstances, or external influences. If it relies solely on motivation, progress will be inconsistent at best. Consistency, on the other hand, is a deliberate choice that ensures forward movement regardless of how we feel in the moment. Every action taken consistently adds to momentum, compounding results, and reinforcing the habit of showing up. Over time, this momentum becomes a self-sustaining force, making it easier to maintain discipline and stay on track toward long-term goals. Another critical advantage of consistency is the resilience it fosters. Life is unpredictable, and obstacles are inevitable. Those who practice consistent action are better equipped to navigate setbacks because their habits and routines provide stability and structure. Consistency creates a foundation that remains unshaken even when challenges arise. It transforms difficulty into opportunity and failure into feedback, reinforcing the skills, mindset, and strategies needed to move forward. Those who waver are easily derailed. Those who are consistent endure, adapt, and continue to advance. Consistency is not about perfection, nor is it about intensity. It is about alignment between intention and action, between goals and habits. Small, repeated actions matter more than occasional, extraordinary effort. Consistency is what allows incremental progress to transform into lasting success. It is what ensures that talent and potential are translated into achievement. It is what turns vision into reality. Ultimately, consistency is the true differentiator because it bridges the gap between ambition and accomplishment. While others may rely on inspiration, luck, or bursts of energy, those who commit to consistent effort develop the habits, discipline, and resilience necessary to achieve sustainable results. It is consistency that turns ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes, ordinary individuals into remarkable leaders, and ordinary dreams into extraordinary realities. When we embrace consistency, we are investing in the long game. We recognize that success is not instantaneous, but cumulative. We understand that showing up every day, no matter how small the effort, is the surest path to growth, mastery, and fulfillment. In a world obsessed with quick results, consistency is the quiet differentiator that separates those who succeed from those who merely wish. If you like, I can now expand the fifth keynote. Discipline shapes character and relationships into 600 words in the same motivational style. Discipline is more than just a personal practice, it is the foundation upon which character is built and meaningful relationships are nurtured. The way we show up in our own lives inevitably reflects how we show up for others. When we commit to disciplined habits, we are not only shaping our own future, but we are also creating a framework for trust, reliability, and respect in our interactions. Character and relationships are not formed in moments of convenience or comfort. They are forged in the daily practice of integrity, consistency, and accountability. At its core, discipline cultivates character by aligning our actions with our values. It is easy to claim certain beliefs or ideals, but without disciplined follow-through, words remain hollow. Character is demonstrated in the decisions we make consistently, particularly when no one is watching. Choosing to act with honesty, to honor commitments, and to persevere in the face of challenges strengthens our moral and ethical foundation. Each act of discipline reinforces who we are and what we stand for, shaping a character that is resilient, trustworthy, and admirable. Over time, this alignment between values and actions becomes habitual, making integrity a natural and defining part of our identity. Discipline also plays a critical role in developing emotional intelligence and self-mastery, both of which are essential for healthy relationships. When we are disciplined, we learn to manage our impulses, regulate our emotions, and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This self-control allows us to communicate effectively, navigate conflicts constructively, and empathize with others. It reduces the likelihood of decisions driven by momentary anger, frustration, or fear, replacing them with actions that reflect patience, respect, and consideration. In this way, discipline strengthens our internal landscape, which directly influences the quality of our external relationships. Relationships thrive on reliability, trust, and mutual respect, all of which are deeply connected to discipline. When we consistently show up for others, keep our promises, and demonstrate accountability, we build credibility and strengthen bonds. People feel valued and understood when they can rely on our consistency, and this fosters deeper connections and collaboration. Conversely, a lack of discipline, miscommitments, unkept promises, or erratic behavior can erode trust quickly, damaging relationships and undermining our influence. Discipline ensures that our relationships are built on a solid foundation of integrity rather than convenience or fleeting intention. Moreover, discipline encourages a long-term perspective in relationships. Strong, meaningful connections are rarely instantaneous. They require ongoing attention, patience, and care. By practicing discipline in how we nurture relationships, through regular communication, thoughtful acts of kindness, and consistent support, we create bonds that withstand time and adversity. Discipline teaches us that relationships are investments, and like any valuable investment, they require sustained effort, attention, and intentionality to flourish. Discipline also fosters humility and accountability. By recognizing that our actions have consequences and taking responsibility for them, we demonstrate maturity and reliability. This not only strengthens character, but also models behavior that inspires others to act with integrity. The influence of disciplined individuals extends beyond themselves. It shapes the culture around them, encouraging accountability, respect, and mutual support in families, workplaces, and communities. Ultimately, discipline is the bridge between who we are and who we aspire to be. It transforms intentions into tangible actions, shaping both our character and our relationships. Through disciplined practice, we become people of integrity, reliability, and emotional maturity. Individuals who are capable of forming deep, meaningful, and lasting connections. Discipline is not just about personal achievement, it is about the ripple effect our habits have on the lives of others. By committing to disciplined action, we not only elevate ourselves, but we also uplift those around us, creating a legacy of trust, respect, and character that endures. Discipline is often seen as a set of rules, routines, or restrictions that we impose on ourselves. It is commonly misunderstood as a burdensome requirement, something that limits freedom or imposes hardship. In truth, discipline is one of the greatest acts of self-love we can practice. Every choice we make to act with intention, to resist short-term temptations, and to stay committed to our goals is an expression of care and respect for our future selves. Discipline is not punishment, it is an investment, a conscious decision to prioritize long-term growth, fulfillment, and well-being over immediate comfort or fleeting satisfaction. Every action we take has consequences, both immediate and long-term. Choosing to exercise, to invest in learning, to manage our finances wisely, or to practice patience and self-control may feel challenging in the moment. Yet these choices compound over time, shaping the quality of our lives, our health, our relationships, and our achievements. Discipline ensures that we are building a future worth living for, a life aligned with our values, aspirations, and purpose. It is a promise we make to ourselves that we are committed to growth, progress, and self-respect, even when the rewards are not immediately visible. The power of discipline lies in its consistency. Every small, deliberate action reinforces habits that support our long-term well-being. Just as saving a small amount of money regularly can lead to financial security over time, so too can disciplined actions in our personal and professional lives lead to mastery, resilience, and achievement. Each choice we make to prioritize our future over immediate gratification sends a message to ourselves. We matter, and our future is worth investing in. Discipline becomes a manifestation of our belief in our own potential and our willingness to honor it. Discipline also fosters self-trust. When we consistently follow through on commitments to ourselves, we build confidence in our ability to act in alignment with our goals and values. This trust is liberating because it reduces self-doubt and indecision. We learn that we can rely on ourselves to make wise choices, to endure challenges, and to navigate obstacles with focus and clarity. By cultivating discipline, we are essentially saying to our future selves, I will not abandon you. I will act today in your best interest. Moreover, discipline strengthens resilience. Life is full of unpredictability, setbacks, and unexpected challenges. When we cultivate disciplined habits, we equip ourselves with the tools and mindset necessary to withstand adversity. We learn to persevere, to maintain direction despite difficulties, and to continue building our future even when the present feels uncertain or uncomfortable. In this sense, discipline is an act of protection for our future selves. It creates stability, confidence, and preparedness that allow us to navigate life with courage and composure. Discipline is also a form of empowerment. When we take responsibility for our actions today, we shape the opportunities available to us tomorrow. Every effort we invest now compounds into skill, knowledge, and experience that empower us to pursue our dreams, overcome obstacles, and create the life we envision. By prioritizing disciplined action, we reclaim control over our destiny, ensuring that our future is not left to chance, but is actively built through intentional effort. Ultimately, discipline is love in its most practical form. It is a daily commitment to honor our potential, to invest in our growth, and to care for the life we are creating. Each disciplined decision, though it may feel difficult in the moment, is a declaration of respect, commitment, and hope for our future selves. It is an acknowledgement that the person we will become is worth the effort we put in today. By embracing discipline as an act of love, we shift our perspective from obligation to opportunity. We begin to see every challenge, every choice, and every moment of self-control as a gift to the person we are becoming. Discipline, in this sense, is not restrictive. It is liberating. It allows us to live intentionally, to pursue meaningful goals, and to create a future that reflects our deepest values and highest potential. In loving our future selves through discipline, we ultimately create a life of purpose, fulfillment, and lasting impact.